any evidence, Jared, please tell us, to suggest that cutting the taxes of the wealthy leads de facto to the creation of millions of jobs?
No, there's lots of evidence to the contrary. Basically, Martin, think of it this way. I think I can make this pretty simple. If cutting taxes on rich people, supply-side trickle-down economics, actually worked, we'd know it by now. Because that was the strategy of the tax cuts under George W. Bush, ones that we're still struggling with in terms of their sunset. The job creation over those years was the lowest on record for any business cycle expansion, with data going back to the 1940s. Now, last night there was an interesting interchange where Governor Romney tried to differentiate himself from President Bush's economic record. But I think if you were listening at all carefully, there just wasn't much there. I mean, this is trickle-down supply-side stuff. And when it comes to jobs and growth, it's a terrible record.
Thank you very much for explaining that, Jared. Let's listen to Mr. Romney's most detailed explanation yet of how his plan would work in practice. Take a listen, Jared.
In terms of bringing down deductions, one way of doing that would be to say everybody gets, I'll pick a number, $25,000 of deductions and credits. And you can decide which ones to use. Your home mortgage interest deduction, charity, child tax credit, and so forth. You can use those as part of filling that bucket, if you will, of deductions.
Jared, if you will, this sounds absolutely fantastic. Everyone gets to fill their own bucket in any way you like. You drop your mortgage deduction, I drop my charitable contributions deduction, someone else drops their healthcare deduction. I mean, that's really going to simplify the tax code, that one, isn't it?
This is absolutely driving me nuts, if I may be so frank. It's not that, I mean, the lurching that's going on here around what is purported to be a serious proposal is absolutely absurd. You can't, in the midst of a campaign where you're trying to convince America that a $5 trillion tax cut on top of all that other stuff the president was talking about is in our best interest, and when it comes to paying for it in a very tough budgetary environment, lurch around like this. 1 week, it's the math doesn't add up, but I have 6 studies, most of which don't support you anyway, and then start saying, well, we'll cap, last week it was we're going to cap deductions at 17,000, then it was 25,000. If you cap deductions like that, you're digging right into the middle class.
No doubt about it. Jared Bernstein, thank you, sir.
Thank you.